Hey, hi. Actually, in this example, I wanted to show you how you can orchestrate a big IP in a private data center. So we are using Terraform Cloud here as well as Terraform Cloud Agent. So on the left side, you can see that we have the data center. It's a private data center with big IP and with some apps, right, which you can manage. And there is a VM which is running a container, and that container is running the Terraform Cloud Agent. So, and then on the right side, you can see that you have a GitHub uh, where actually your big IP configuration is committed, right? So, for example, you have GitHub. I will show you that GitHub. So, so initially, what happens? The flow. Let me explain you the flow of the um, demo. So initially, what we're gonna do is actually on the GitHub, we will make a config change. So in this case, it will be like, let's say you want to change the configuration on the big IP. So you will make those changes on the GitHub, and that changes will be like once you commit that changes, it will trigger a workflow to the Terraform Cloud. And that will basically, that workflow, what it will do is actually deploy the template, fast template on the big IP. And this is a simple demo actually. And so we'll see that. But before that, let's talk a little bit about the Terraform agent. So it's a lightweight agent which runs on VM. It can support any platform, Windows, Linux, whatever flavor you have on Linux, containers and all. So in this example, we are using container. So the advantage here is actually the Terraform agent actually establishes connection to the TFC, which is the Terraform Cloud, and it uses a polling model. That means it continuously polls to the Terraform Cloud, the agent, and it asks for any instruction in terms of, okay, what I have to do, what is my workflow, right? So it's outbound only connection. That means you don't need to, like the private data center doesn't need to open any firewall or anything that sort, right? As long as it has an outbound connection and DNS, it's gonna work, right? And it uses HTTPS to reach TFC. So only that port has to be open. In usually like those are all open for most of the firewall, right? So uh, and that's the only the agent has to be open. So it needs DNS, which is very common. And what it does is actually it runs the TFC plan. So let's say when Terraform Cloud TFC plan is queued, uh, the Terraform agent will actually uh, Terraform Cloud will actually, the control plane will dispatch the uh, uh, what it has to be done to the agent, right? So typically what happens is agent will download the workspace, like whatever uh, Terraform Cloud workspace you are working on, and it will deploy the configuration. The advantage here is actually you can have automation workflow for big IP configuration using Terraform Cloud. So that means you don't need to, let's say if you are deploying 200 deploying to 200 objects, right, or apps on big IP, you might need like 1,000 things to be configured on big IP, right, for those application to be deployed. So if you have a GitHub where you have all the configuration um, ready, you can pretty much automate the workflow very easily, right? So, and the same thing you can do it for private cloud or public cloud, right? So you can orchestrate also a big IP WAF configuration in a hybrid cloud environment because the same WAF works for private cloud as well as for public cloud. It also protects your infrastructure. So basically, whatever private IPs you are using on your infrastructure, you don't need to make any changes. Also, like credentials in your private data center, those are not required to be changed because the agent can take care of most part of it. So your infrastructure, whether it is private or public, it can be managed through the same SaaS platform, which is Terraform Cloud. And you can also, it can also help you to migrate from private cloud to public cloud, the configuration for big IP and vice versa, right? So you can pretty much, like if you are deploying some of the applications you are taking from private cloud to public cloud, you can use the same kind of infrastructure, which helps. So let's look at the demo. So here, actually, let me show you the this is my big IP. Actually, I don't have any configuration here, right? So, so this is our GitHub actually, which has a simple configuration of uh, basically you can see that we have a Terraform provider, big IP Terraform provider we are using, and this is the template, uh, which is I'm using this resource, big IP fast application, for my chart. My chart is the name of the basically resource which you are using to deploy. And the template, I'm using this template which is already there in Big IP, and I'm using these parameters, right? So like environment, tenant name, all those like virtual address and those parameters, right? So it's going to configure that using fast template. And if you look at my Terraform Cloud, actually I have this, let me show you the agent, right? So let's look at the agent here. Yeah. So you can see that I have this agent DC, which is idle currently. It's not doing anything. And it is talking to the Terraform Cloud. So let's go to the workspace now. Workspace is here. Let me check this out. This is my private DC is my workspace. So you can see we don't have anything running right now. So what I'm going to do is actually go to the GitHub and basically commit the code, right? So I can do it here itself. So I can edit this file. Let me change the, maybe let's say, I'll change the tenant name just to show you. Let's say, let's put my chart 20. VS my chart 20 is the tenant, right? Tenant name now. And then let's go ahead and commit this. Let me commit those changes. So changed the tenant name. Okay. So it could be anything you can change. I'm just giving simple example and then I'm committing that. So as I committed that code, let's see what happens here, right? So here you can, it's nothing triggered yet. What, let's look at. Yeah. So look, you can see that the plan got queued, right? So the workflow got triggered already. And yeah, so the Terraform plan is going on right now. You can see, you will see this update here as well. So currently we don't have any update, but it's running right now. You can see the detail also. Now, one thing you can do is actually you can, in this workflow, you can also basically, somebody else can also, you know, say that, okay, you can go ahead and confirm, right? So just go ahead. I can do that and basically confirm that, right? So let me get this out of the way and go ahead and confirm this plan. So now it's going to go and make those changes, right? So it's running that plan. And if you see here, yeah, you can see that it's already queued, waiting for the resources. So apply is running now, and you will see those changes, right? So it's using this agent pool. So on this guy, oh, sorry, yeah. So this is our Terraform Cloud. So you can see that your this resource is being used, and if I go to the big IP now, I should be able to see my chart 20, the whatever changes we have made, right? So you can see that my virtual server is up now, and I have all my profiles, pool member, everything for that virtual server. So whatever objects I have them all configured uh, through this setup, right? So now you can also go ahead and basically, if you're done with that, or you don't need this configuration now, you can go ahead and get rid of the resource as well, right? So for example, you can go to the so this is your workspace. I can go ahead and let me check that. I can go ahead to the workspace, and I can say that you want to destroy it as well, right? So you can go ahead and destroy that. So to do that, actually you have to private. So it will queue it to destroy the configuration, right? So again, it will go ahead and ask you, because you can add a comment, or so it's queuing that. So let's wait for a couple of seconds here till it starts the trigger the changes. So here actually you can see that it has already running that, and it's waiting for you to confirm. So I'm going to say that clean up. Okay. So now it will go ahead and clean up the configuration. So it has already queued the apply. And you can see those changes, right? So currently you have the virtual server here. So sorry, yeah. So you can see that whatever changes, and yeah, so you can see that it's already destroyed. And if you see and clear, refresh this, you can see that it is gone, right? So the configuration is gone already. So this is how you can, manage it or orchestrate the infrastructure. So now this could be for anything you want to do, right? So it could be for your big IP as well as for your applications. And you can have very complex applications deployed on your big IP efficiently. Thanks for watching it.